I found a way to export high-end designer-built emails into any platforms. And right now, you can try this tool completely for free. This is Flodesk Studio, and I'm going to use it to build my next in real life event promo in record time. So let's go. As you can see, Flodesk Studio has a very much conversational look to the platform, which I absolutely love. And because it's tied in with my own brand, it means that if I click on brand, I will see that it has all the details and the info that I need from my brand styles. And I would 110% recommend doing this if you have the time to try and make it sound like you as much as possible. That is kind of part of the idea, as we are going to be briefing the studio to help us out. All right, I'm now in front of my prompt box. I will brief it like I would want to brief a designer. Who is this for? What I'm promoting? What needs to be included? What people should be doing? And the vibe and the energy that I want this email to convey. The good thing is that if I was a bit stuck on how to present this, I do have some recommended prompts that I could use. So what I could do is I could choose a recommended prompt, for example, like this, and get it as a starter point. The other option is for you to give it your own prompt and generate it yourself, which is what I do 99% of the time. So this is what I'm going to do right now, and I'm going to see what it comes up with. What I added to my prompt box is everything that I would add if I was to brief a designer. After I've done this, I can just ask it to basically do its magic, which is obviously my favorite things because I can sit back and relax and maybe have a sip of my drink. As it's going to be building the email for me, it will give me a couple of options. And then I can interact with it and ask for bigger edits that I might not want to do myself straight within the chat, which is one of my favorite things to do because it really allows me to get some of the kinks worked out, and then I can focus on what I care about the most. Here we go. Now we have 3 ideas of 3 types of emails, and I can just see which one I want to go with and how I can make it better for myself, and then how to refine it as you see it from there. Some of them might look, in my opinion, more complete than the others, but I like the fact that it has got my tone of voice. I can see at a glance is there. And also it has got what I wanted it to talk about in there. But what I love about it, if we go for one of the picks that are a bit more visual and a bit more graphic driven, I don't have to start from scratch. I'm starting from a designer build foundation that helps me build my message quickly. And obviously I'm going to take this one because I like to have a bit more of a graphic punch to it. And then I can just make my own tweaks and adapt it as I wish. I discovered that there's actually different layouts than not the usual ones that we might see in our Flodesk, which is incredibly exciting because I can then build upon this and add whatever I want into it to make sure that it's kind of catchy enough. So I can always add something and keep adding blocks and then just ask my AI assistant to edit these blocks for me, which saves me a lot of time. Overall, this is such a strong first draft. The structure is doing the job. All I need to do is make sure that it really sounds like me and it has all the finishing touches that I want to be able to have to make it look like it comes from the school. So I'm going to go and do that. And then I'm going to do the final test to make sure that I can export it wherever I want, which in my case is inside my Flodesk account. I'm just going to change one thing on camera so you can get the workflow. If I want something to be changed and is not necessarily about images, which I started adding and just starting in the paragraphs, but it might be in the layout, I can ask for recommendations or even just write down what I want to see. And then my trusty studio will do this for me and it will help out obviously with any kinks that I have. For example, what I wanted was some of the text to be slightly smaller so that's easier to read, and it can do it for me and adapt it perfectly so that it will be all in one line, as you can see here. And it means that it got the right ratio and is consistent everywhere, which makes me incredibly happy. What's smart about Studio is that the foundation is human design. So Real Design will build the system underneath so that it looks made, not generated. But it saves us time. And as a marketer, I am busy. I got lots of things to spin, lots of plates, all spinning at the same time, and lots of emails to be sent. So being able to make them on brand, but also make them unique and fresh so that they jump out. Once it's ready, once you're happy with what you have, and you got all the right links, everything works, you can just send a test if you like. It's one of the things that I always love to do. And once you got your test and you make sure that everything is working right, you can just export it. You can export it as HTML into whatever email platform you like. But I'm going to send it to Flodesk because that's what I am connected with, which is amazing. And that means that then it will live inside my emails in Flodesk as my draft. And I can just make sure that I get the right subject line, the right preview test, the right audience, and I can just send it off. If you want to try it, start creating today at studio.flodesk.com. And if you want more work smarter marketing setups like this, hit subscribe, because I'll keep sharing the exact tools and workflows that I'm using to run this school. As always, don't forget to be kind to yourself and others, and never stop learning, because practice makes progress. And I'll see you back next time, but until then, class is dismissed.